While a gigantic berg crushed off of close Britain's Halley study basis, it win TB sense of environment changing. Scientists January Drydt and Hilmer Gudmundsson include consumable year student the region and say the calving will be the outcome of nature processes just. The Antarctic plant, that sits on a float plate of ice pack, was excited in 2017 to get it off of a big abyss. How fracture is now anticipated to dumping a iceberg the amount of more London in the Weddell Ocean. It's not precise exactly while the will occur, but the break looks inevitable. Motive the UK Antarctic Examination, BAS, to remove its personnel of Halley as a caution. As quickly as the calving does happen, although, it can be guaranteed how one of the at first questions everyone will ask is, which was the impact of environment changing? And the Northumbria College crew believes it will be capable to reply in top trust, down there was no. January Drydt and Hilmer Gudmundsson include constructed a pattern to explain the behavior of the float ice plate, that is named as the main burden ice shelf. The main burden is substantially an amalgamation of icehouse flowed off Earth and spurred out to sea at a bet of on 400 meter per year. Comprising Sputnik and shallow gathered information, the cruise pattern reveals how distress is allocated through the 150 to 50 meter thick pattern. And it predicts exactly wherever cracks are potential to evolve and the way they will get. It all fits along, it's a really irresistible chunk of job, says Professor Gudmundsson. It shows how the abyss begun to increase since of the stresses house up, and they constructed up since of the nature increase of the ice shelf. The ice shelf by itself created the abyss. The main burden has never been in rather so progressive a stance. The renowned researcher Sir Ernest Shackleton displayed its ice front line in 1915 and the contemporary precipice end is so for which he cut. A calving seems expired. The abyss is not the just main break in the main burden, yet. To the east of Halley is a fracture duplicated Halloween, following its opening on October 31, 2016. The crack is potential to make its own iceberg at several spots, yet, once again, the behavior can be outlined just by the evolving stresses in the shelf. Our sea observational data are bounded but everything we include doesn't specify whatever extraordinary, and our pattern shows how which our vision can be excellently explainable by nature changes in the geometric of the ice shelf. The Northumbria couple were previous involved at BAS and it was their job how aware the examination's judgment to go Halley and the selection of wherever to put it, 23 km against the current of the abyss. Had the basis not been displaced, it would now be in a really unreliable stance. It was Stryker thinking how now looks really clever. BAS has 1 day more than orderly the basis be close for the time of March to November down there's several ambiguity above how precisely the shelf will respond in a big calving occasion, and the examination doesn't wish to be installation save missions in the dark of a Arctic winter. Though would be very dangerous. In not one on the ice shallow, note of any break will include to go of automatic to situ equipment and of space vehicle observational data. The EU Sentry-1 radar gun satellites undergo elevated each few days and their accuracy measurements can distinguish not just the reproduction of cracks, but as well the thin strain in the ice as it moves. Though the pattern has skillfully prediction the actions of cracks on the main burden ice shelf, which it can't do is forecast the factual day for a calving occasion. The abyss shaping the 1,500 km would-be berg has perhaps 3-4 km to go up it intermittent fully via the main burden shelf. The recent filament could go next day, or it may hover on for months. In the special instance, extrapolating may be the easiest way to believe on it, told Professor Gudmundsson. This abyss has been increasing at on 1-2 km a year and we refuge very seen any sluggish down in winter. It's nearly via already, but I would say it should occur during a year.